Good morning, this is DJ Vinyl Vertigo, aka Scott Elliott from WMNF Tampa 88.5 FM, and also official reviewer for Daddy Cool Records, which is located at 2606 Fairfield Avenue South in St. Petersburg. And this is I think my third review for Daddy Cool Records. And today's subject is the Decemberists. They have a new release that's coming out on the 14th of June, which is this coming Friday. It's called As It Ever Was, So It Will Be Again. And this is the CD version of it. It is not officially out yet, but I've had the opportunity to listen to the whole thing. And I really like the artwork on this. I'm sure the album will look really great. It's a double album. It's their longest record. And it's the first record. It's their 9th studio record. And I think the first studio album they've had in about 5 years, something like that. It is interesting because when I was told I was going to be reviewing the Decemberists, I was a little taken aback because, as you've heard me say before, I've always had a love-hate relationship with the Decemberists. Sometimes I really, really like them, and sometimes I just wasn't into it. But as time passed and I've given them some time and actually sat down and really listened to them, I don't think I gave them a really good opportunity to filter into my brain. And as time passed, I found that I do like them. And I think it was the singer's voice that really bothered me the most. And I have since been able to get through that without a problem. Colin Malloy is the vocalist, the main vocalist, along with Jenny Conley. No, not Jenny Conley. Yeah, Jenny Conley. No, Kate. I think it's Jenny Conley. I think she sings with him. But the main singer is Colin Malloy. And his voice sometimes bothered me a little bit. I don't know why. It just did. I think over the years I've gotten used to it. And now I really am fine with his vocals and his style. I really think this record is going to be a good one for them. They put out a single that's 19 minutes long, the final song on the record, which I'll talk about later. 19 minutes and 29 seconds, really long single. That's a pretty bold statement to do something like that, to put out a single that long. And it's really good. This record, to me, feels like I'm reading a diary or a journal of someone who has some loss in their lives. And it starts out with death and it ends with death, the album. So it's very interesting what that's about. But it's a very accessible record. I think it's one of their most accessible records. It's pretty epic. And they take you on a journey. They always do, the Decemberists. So I'm just going to talk about the tracks, just so we can through this. It's co-produced by Tucker R. Martin, who is also known as a producer for Camera Obscura and Modest Mouse, to name a few. And I think it was a very successful collaboration with this band. It opens with a song called Burial Ground, which is very Laurel Canyon sounding. It sounds like the Byrds to me. It just has that kind of feel, that kind of sound, the guitar work and stuff. It's very, very good. I think it's one of the singles from the record. You can probably find that pretty easily. You can't find too many of the songs that easily online yet. The second song is called Oh No, which is a big one for them. It's one of the first things I ever heard by them, and it kind of has like this kind of Tex-Mex feel. Sounds a little bit like the Mavericks to me. It's got that kind of driving sound. Another good track, you know. And then it goes into the Reapers, which has this very traditional Irish folk sound. And kind of jazzy as well. It's got like a kind of jazzy feel, but mainly this Irish folk. It makes me think of Foy Vance or um, the Pogues, you know, that kind of thing. And then it goes straight on country with the next song, A Long White Veil. Really nice piece, really beautifully arranged track. But one of my favorites is William Fitzwilliam. Great harmonies on that, and it brings to mind the Avett Brothers. Their kind of element, you know. And I'm saying that because it's just I want to give you a kind of a picture of what you're hearing. So you know that very strong harmonies, two-part harmonies on that song, William Fitzwilliam. It has this real epic sound to it, you know, very Appalachian sounding, you know. And then they go into some ballads after that. Don't go into the woods, and the Black Maria, Black Mariah, I should call it. Again, harmonies, and Black Mariah is just beautiful, beautiful. But I really think that a lot of the songs are about memories. It's a lot of past tense, a lot of remembering, a lot of regrets, a lot of urgency, that kind of thing. So it really has a great, the theme is very consistent, and it really works. I think it works really well. Another single I think that they put out was All I Want Is You, which is very, very typical Decemberist sounding. It's a ballad also, but it has that typical Decemberist, very clear, you know, it's just Decemberist, the way they sing it, the way Colin sings it, and it just has that real direct Decemberist delivery, if you're familiar with them at all. The next song starts with bird calls, but it rocks. It just becomes it's their most rock and roll song on the album. It's called Born to the Morning. Kind of almost doesn't fit, but you don't care because it's like, at least it, for anybody who likes to rock out a little bit, it gives you that. They kind of give you a little taste of where they can go with that kind of thing. And then they have this very strange song called America Made Me. And it's kind of I don't know, it's an interesting tune. It's kind of rocky, but not really. It starts out with bird calls, and then it gets really heavily bassy. No, I'm sorry. It's got this 60s infused sound. That's what it is. It's very 60s sounding. Almost Beatlesque, and it has a horn section in it that's really killer, really good. And we're getting close to the close. One of my favorite tracks is Tell Me What's on Your Mind. It's definitely familiar Decemberist territory. It's got that really strong, he's got a tinny timbre in his voice, Colin. So it just kind of, it works. And it's very Decemberist. It's very familiar for Decemberist fans. And I think it's a really good tune. The next song, the next to last song, is called Never Satisfied. And it's very, 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 very typical Decemberist ballad. Very strong vocals, very clear. You know, he speaks very clearly when he sings. He enunciates really well. And sometimes he enunciates so much. I think that's what sometimes bothers me. He enunciates so much that it's almost too much enunciation. But I always have a tendency to complain that a lot of vocalists tend to mumble so much that you don't understand the words that they're singing. And here he is enunciating, and I'm complaining. I should shut up, right? But I enjoy this album so much. The closer is their latest, is the single, and it's called Joan in the Garden. And again, Back to Death again. And it's kind of considered a prog epic because it goes through lots of changes. It starts out really slow, then it gets really big and epic sounding and emotional. Then it kind of quiets down, then it comes back. So it's definitely proggy. It's all, it just builds and builds and builds, comes down, builds and builds and builds, comes down. It's a whole journey that they take you on for 19 minutes. It's a dreamy ballad, and it has to do with death. And I think the vocalist who wrote the lyrics to this said that he was thinking about Joan of Arc, and it was toying with that idea of Joan of Arc. So he created his own little story with this thing. And again, it's all about past tense. It's about memory. It's about memoir. It has that kind of feel. The whole album has that kind of feel to it. And I think they're going to tour really well with this. I think by the time they go on tour, and I think they already started, people are going to start knowing these songs really well and really welcoming this new music. So I don't think it'll be a problem with them playing this album live, because the songs are very, I don't want to say catchy, but they're very accessible. So that's my review of the new record by the Decemberists called As It Ever Was, So It Will Be Again. And coming out this Friday, and you can pick a copy up at Daddy Cool Records, coming this Friday at 2606 Fairfield Avenue South. And this is DJ Vinyl Vertigo saying, keep listening to great music. I hope I help you with this. And stay tuned for the next review for the next record, which is still a mystery to me. So take care, guys. Love you.